Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Mixed Physique here, back with more stuff about myself. And yes, it's huge news about my lifting career. A few weeks ago, I got huge announcements about the show which I'm scheduled to compete in. The actual date of the men's physique competition is going to be 11th and 12th September this year. This means I'm 22 weeks out from my men's physique debut. I really can't wait for that experience. It will be so great to shine like a star on the stage. And it's actually good to know the exact date, so then I know when I will reach my destination. The end goal seems less distant, and then I know when I need to display the real man in me. This means I'm soon going to prep. I have a really high calorie maintenance, so I can actually lose body fat on quite high calories. I need to eat 3,800 to 4,000 to maintain my body weight. And as I've done cardio my entire off season, my body is adapted for it. I will have the best base for doing cardio along with hard hypertrophy training. This will be the best prerequisites for a journey to the insane shreds with actual enjoyment and pleasure and life enjoyment. A few weeks ago, I had a deload with 6 days off from resistance training. Of course, kept myself active by walking a lot of steps and doing cardio. Last week and this week, I'm back into training routines. I'm in Horten, where my parents live, and at the moment gyms are closed here, so I get real use for my bands and doing dips and pull-ups in a calisthenic park. You can actually get quality training with no gym. You really have the potential to create tension with the bands. I actually had some high rep strength PRs in the big lifts, which I'm going to display later on in this video. I'm talking about the squat bench deadlift in the gym before I left for Horten. The last 8 to 10 weeks before my deload, I've done extreme amounts of hard exercise for hypertrophy. The most demanding training in my life, destroying every muscle in my body twice a week. Sounds easy, but it's 20 to 25 sets to full muscular failure with around 40 to 50 seconds with time and attention. You can imagine how hard the recovery is if you actually have the experience with insane hard training. I'm working determined in the gym to gain mass and to improve my weak body parts. Being 2 hours in the gym 6 times a week, improving myself every day. And it really gives results. And I've truly added muscle since I started my journey at Caliber Gym in September. Looking at my diet, I have eaten enough food to have energy for all my training and to maximize my muscle protein synthesis. This means I've been close to my calorie maintenance for the last 2 to 3 months. Maybe a slight surplus the last week before I went to Horten. My body weight is around 83 kilograms at the moment, and my body fat is close to the same place which it was in September when I weighed around 80 kilograms. This means I have added 3 to 4 kilograms of quality muscle, or at least real quality weight. It's actually impossible to determine the exact amount of muscle mass you have added. In around a week, I'm going to get into a calorie deficit to start the diet towards my show. I actually planned how I would go on dropping calories to lose body fat. Made a plan for my training program, calorie targets and macro combinations. I think it's good to get most of the dieting work done early on. It's not about getting lean for the summer, it's about getting an early advantage about the leanness for my show. And I'm also aiming for a really lean off-season body fat. There's no reason I can't maintain 8 to 10% body fat when I can maintain 12 to 14% body fat the year around. Training theory clearly states that maintaining an even lower body fat is not unhealthy for the body when it has actually settled there long term with diet and lifestyle. Losing body fat and maintaining a low body fat are two different things, and effects from the two should not be misunderstood. It's also good to move slowly towards leanness instead of crash dieting, as most people in fitness clubs in Norway or people competing for fitness in this country. This means I'm likely going to do my dieting in two phases. Drop off 3 to 4 kilograms of body fat now to get a 1-digit body fat, or to see how far I'm actually from the ridiculous shredded physique at the moment. Then have at least 1 month of maintenance, keeping a low body fat the entire summer. Practice keeping a low and healthy body fat along with high activity levels the entire summer, and actually keeping it a lifestyle. Making a sub 10% body fat to my actual lifestyle. I always get warnings about excessive leanness, and it may be controversial to aim for long-term extreme leanness. There's always a threshold for where the body is happy and not. However, I want to see how this works in practice and how it actually is to maintain a really low body fat long term. I want to give it a try before I give it up. At least be in a consistent, lean shape before the show. After that maintenance phase, I likely only need to lose a few kilograms of fat for the show. So this means I can set myself up for a really quick diet before the show. I want to get into a position where the digging phase actually should be as easy as quick as possible, because it's actually what is known for being insanely difficult and restrictive, and I can likely lose body fat on higher calories. The last half a year or 8 months, I've had the mindset of being active, eating a lot, and maintaining a lean body fat, only roughly counting calories. Paid more attention to my macros, micronutrients, finding more food types, and how my body weight changes. And of course improving my training and eat enough food for having energy on all my exercise. However, now it's time to get more systematic and disciplined, looking at my diet and my calorie intake. I actually work determined towards getting really lean in September when my show is. As I am competing, I just need to embrace the suck and respect the grind. I likely need to be more systematic by planning my macros, timing of nutrients and everything, and I'm actually going to maximize my performance and enjoyment on this contest prep or fat loss phase. I likely need to use more time to food prep and actually have my meals ready, so it's easier to hit the timing. This still doesn't mean I only need to starve, lose sleep, and hate my training sessions. In this case, the planning is actually a tool to maximize my performance and enjoyment. Just use the motivation of looking insanely shredded to maximize the process. Before the deload, I tested my strength for 10 reps just to have some strength goals to work for this year. I did max out for reps in squat, bench, deadlift in 1 week. Squats at Thursday, bench at Friday, and deadlift at Sunday. I've actually almost skipped all real strength work the last year. I've had hypertrophy as the primary priority, almost singular priority. So I have not trained 5s and 3s in a squat, bench, deadlift since the first virus lockdown. I've still trained this exercise for more reps to try to achieve muscle growth. However, I had a week on the end of my last hypertrophy phase where I tried out maxes in the squat, the bench and the deadlift for many reps. I increased my calories a few hundred calories over maintenance just for performing the best at the lifts and exploding my strength. I actually got really good results in the squat and the deadlift. The extra calories and the energy really paid off. As I really know, they are essential for strength performance in the short term. So here is the first lift, the squat. Yeah, after the first COVID lockdown, I've actually trained squats quite a lot. Mostly twice a week. But I've tried to shift the exercise more to a hypertrophy exercise. mostly with at least 8 reps. I actually shifted away from training it as a movement for real strength. I've actually focused more on having real tension in the quads, so rather using it as a high rep leg builder, but still training hard of course. I also trained front squats parts of the last half year. At some of my training periods, I trained front squats once a week and back squats once a week, which was actually a combination that worked quite well. However, you build the best strength in the squat when you train the regular squat twice a week, or even more often if you are peaking for strength. So here we go with my peaking max effort. This is my 10 reps at 130 kilograms. This is the same weight I've trained with quite a lot the entire autumn, but with 7 or 8 reps. The last 2 months, I've trained with 8 to 12 reps with 120 to 130 kilograms in this lift. And I know I'm going to get a few comments about the depth. However, I'm going to the depth where I can maximize my tension in the quads and in the glutes. And you are not training at RPE 10 if you are not going as hard as me. This is still not my last rep. I've not done 10 reps yet. And here we go. And here I get it. Yeah, it's up. Yeah, I'm actually quite satisfied with the improvement I've done in the lift the last year. Very happy with getting a PR before the contest prep. If I'm going to a powerlifting meet, I know I need to train mobility to hit a little bit deeper squat. So I'm not going ass to the grass as many people who train the exercise as a strength movement do. Because in my opinion, it ruins the tension I'm creating in my muscles. So the next lift up here is the bench press. And here is my 7 reps at 100 kilograms the day after I did the squats. And this is the one of my lifts that I'm most unhappy with. 4 reps going quite easy, but now it suddenly gets hard in the upper part of the lift. It's so sticky in the upper part. So I have a lot to train on when I'm going to train heavy bench press again. However, here I display my best bench press effort this winter, and this was in December when I'm doing 10 reps at 95 kilograms, which I actually think is respectable and which I'm actually happy with. So I will count this in my maximum strength effort. 6 reps going up with absolutely no effort. 8 reps going up quite easy. The last rep up here. And here it goes. Locking it out, yes. Going over my bench press technique. I actually don't think I train it as an effective movement for powerlifting. I think I train it way too much as a hypertrophy builder. So this really means you can't compare me to the boys who are maxing out and training really heavy. First, I actually don't think I'm activating my shoulders and my triceps enough in this lift. I'm focusing way too much on my chest and activating it. And for the second part, I think I use way too much energy on controlling the weight down in the eccentric. So you can't compare my numbers to powerlifters who are rushing the eccentric and only focusing on the concentric. So the deadlift is my last lift up, and I'm mostly training it as a hypertrophy builder on the erector, and of course on the glutes and the hamstrings. And as you know, it's also activating the traps, but I find it the only proper way to train my lower back. Mostly trained it with 160 kilograms for 7 or 8 reps. Trained the regular deadlift once a week and the Romanian deadlift once a week. I find it a combination that works quite well. So here is my maximum effort in the deadlift this spring, 10 reps at 160 kilograms. And here I go with the weight, and it's going up easy, looking like no effort at all. But this is actually incredibly hard for the head. I'm clearly the weakest in the lockout. The bottom part of the lift going up with no effort, but it actually gets harder in the lockdown. 8 reps looking like a warm-up, and the 9th one is neither looking really difficult. And here I go on the last rep, and I will bet I have at least a rep in reserve here, but I'm so determined on the 10th rep. I'm actually really pleased with my effort in the deadlift regarding both my technique and how easy I actually managed it. It really feels good to control a good weight like this so easy, especially regarding how rarely I'm training this lift. So summing up, 130 plus 95 plus 160 is 385 kilograms in total. Using estimations about how much you can max out when lifting these numbers for 10 reps, it will be 512.1 kilograms. Around 510 kilograms in a squat bench deadlift, which is actually a respectable spot for a 83 kilogram lifter. However, I also need to state that reps for strength is not a real indication or my actual maximum strength. It's more like an indication for the strength base for my lifts or in the muscle groups relevant for the big lifts. The best indication of how much muscle mass I have in potential for the big lifts, as the focus is more on creating real muscle tension when doing 10 reps. My strength has truly a potential to explode if I change my training style into more like a powerlifting program. My rep strength in the big lifts is actually in a really good spot regarding the future. I actually think I have the potential to become a really good powerlifter whenever I consider to compete. However, this is only future speculation, and I don't know what's going to happen later on. My first focus is the men's physique show in September, but it feels good to have other future plans regarding my training career. So that's today's dose of vlogging. I really can't wait to compete, and I really can't wait to get shredded. To truly show the physique I've worked on for a long time, and truly show the man in me. If you like this video, maybe consider giving this video a like. Use the comment section below to, for example, tell, are you going to compete in fitness? Do you wish to compete there? Are you ready to see me really shredded? Subscribe to my channel so my fitness channel can reach out to more people. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.